All right, so now we're going to look at doing multiplication with decimals. So the first thing I want to show you is how to multiply with decimals when we're working with models, okay? So there's a way you could do it with algorithm, but modeling is also important in fifth grade as well. So again, not the fastest way, but you have to know how to do it, okay? Because it says in the standard. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the easiest way to look at this when you're modeling, all right? So let's say we have this problem, okay, and we're wanting to model how to show with 100 squares 2/10 times 2, all right? So the first thing you would want to do is shade in 2/10 with one color, okay? So I'm going to shade in 2/10, and remember when you shade in 2/10, okay, that is 2 columns of 10, okay? So I have 2/10 there shaded in. 2 of my columns of 10, 2/10 are shaded in. So then I'm going to pick a different color, okay? Let's go with maroon, all right? So we got the maroon, all right, and we're shading in the 2/10 again because remember, multiplication is nothing but repeated addition, okay? So if I take 2/10 and I add another 2/10 to it, that should give me 4/10 when I add it up, okay? So then I just shade in 2 more tenths with a different color, which shows me my answer of 4/10. Okay, that shows me my answer of 4/10. So you can see, all right, I shaded in 2/10 and 2/10 with those two examples. Now, let me see if I can go back and I can kind of show you with a highlighter as well. Highlighting might be a little bit easier for me to show you. So I shade in again 2/10. All right, yeah, that's a lot better. 2/10 with one color because that's one set of 2/10. And then I come back with a different color and shade in 2 more tenths. Okay, like so. That is showing how to model with decimals. Okay, now I want to talk about what would happen if I take my number and I add another 2/10 in right there. Okay, so now I've changed my problem to a decimal times a decimal. Now, if you kind of worked with decimals a little bit, you know that when you multiply them, okay, it makes them smaller. All right. So what happens is this. All right. I'm going back to my highlighter. I'm going to shade in my 2/10 first. Okay. So I'm showing this with my modeling. So I shade in that first 2/10. Now, what you're going to want to do is going to grab another color again. Okay. Go with purple this time. And I'm going to shade in the top 2 rows. Okay. Of 2/10. So I'm going to shade in the top 2 rows of 2/10. And then to get your answer, again, and this is with modeling, okay, you're going to count where they overlap, okay? You're going to count where they overlap, which is right there, all right? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 hundredths. So 2/10 plus 2/10 is 4 hundredths, all right? And you do this with your multiplication with fractions, okay? Let's take a look at this one. 6/6 times 3. Okay, so go back to my highlighter. I'm going to highlight 6/10. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6/10. And remember, that's 3 sets of 6/10. So there's one set of 6/10. Grab another color. Okay, let's go back to the green here. Yellow highlighter is boring. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. There's 2 sets of 3, or excuse me, 2 sets of 6/10. And then we're going to go back to our original color, purple, and do one more set of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Shade all that in. Okay. So now I have my answer shaded in. So then I just go in and I add them together. So I obviously have one whole and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hundredths. Okay, 1 and 8 hundredths. All right, now I want to talk about checking this algorithm way. Okay, so I have 0.6 times 3. Okay, well, we all know 6 times 3 is 18. But this is where decimal comes in, okay, with algorithm. To check or to get the answer for algorithm when you're working with a decimal, all you're going to do is count the decimal spots you have in the total problem. So I have 1 decimal because the 6/10, okay, this 6/10 is 1 decimal spot. So that means in my answer, I need to have 1 decimal spot. So I take my decimal, which is here, and move it here, and I get 1.8. That's how simple it is with algorithm, okay? Again, modeling you have to know, just because, all right, it's in our standard for 5th grade, but overall, algorithm is your quickest way, all right? So, that wasn't my last one, was it? I guess it was. Okay, so let's do a couple with algorithm, okay? Let's say we have 0.07 times 1.4, okay? 0.07 times 1.4. Now, the question is, do I need that 0 in the zeros for 7 hundredths? And the answer is yes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. So I'm going to say 1 4/10 times decimal point 0.07, which is 7 hundredths. And I'm going to multiply, all right? So I'm going to say 4 and 7 is 28, so 8 carry my 2. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, okay? Clean to add it, cross out that, okay? Then I'm still going to bump down, and I'm going to say 0 times 4, 0. 0 times 1, 0, okay? Then add my 0 in, and I'm going to tell you why this is important in just a second. So we're going to add them up. So that's 8, this is 9, this is 0, okay? Count my decimal spots in that problem, okay? I have 1, 2, 3. 3 numbers behind the decimal, so that means my answer needs to have 3 numbers behind the decimal. So here we go. Here's my decimal point, 1, 2, 3. Rewrite it as 0.98, okay? 0.98. And the same thing, y'all, you would go in there and shade in 1 and 4/10, and then you could shade 7/10, and you would get 0.98, okay? You would get, or excuse me, 98 thousandths, okay, is what you would have, all right? So try one on this one on your own, okay? Let's go 1.23 times 15 hundredths. 1 and 23 hundredths times 15 hundredths. Pause the video, work that one out, see what you get. Okay, welcome back. Let's see how we do here. Okay, we're going to say 5 and 3 is 15. Carry my 1. 5 and 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay, 5 and 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Bump it down. Notice I'm not worried about my decimal right now. Decimal happens at the end in algorithm. 1 and 3, oh, excuse me, clean out the add it. Okay, close that out. 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Line them up. Okay, add my 0 if you need it. 4, 8, 1. Okay, and we got 4 decimal spots, 2 here, 2 there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And this problem's a little past 5th grade, but that's okay. Y'all can still do that. 1,845 10 thousandths. Okay, because that's going to be 10 thousandths place. All right. So there's really nothing to it, guys. The modeling, okay, the modeling and the decimals in general, all really the same. We're going to work on more of this in the classroom, but just watch this video if you need extra help, and y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Peace.